Hey guys, what's up? It's Schla coming back to ya with another episode of Walks with Schla, and yeah, I don't know. I'm in it. These like this third episode of the day. It's always so right after the other episodes. It's definitely my least prepared, just because of the way like the timing works. It's like whoa, like I barely even had any time to squeeze a thought in, like, oh no, oh no. I locked my phone by accident. It's funny, I was just talking about that too, but it appears that the recording persists, so we're going to hope that there's no problems with that. Although the puffball had to get shifted slightly, so one time that caused a bunch of lousy static, so of course now I'm a little bit yeah, paranoid about that. So I have to remember to hold the phone like from the top. That's because that's not where the buttons are. It was funny. I was just talking about that with the accidental lock button presses and how this phone was actually better for that than the other phone. And but now, it doesn't even end up mattering because now it's yeah, it's just pretty insane. I don't know. Sorry, no, I'm just I don't I really wasn't thinking of do you know what? I may have actually had cuz I'm sure last episode there was probably other ideas going on. There was probably other ideas going on. Uh no, I'm trying to think. I don't know. There was probably other ideas, but it takes a while, and it's too. I do got to do that whole like prepare thing beforehand. Like I got to kind of meditate or something. I mean, it's hard to do at work, but I have to kind of try to do that because I can't. I can't just not do that because then you get moments like this where it takes a couple minutes for me to actually get going into a topic. I can't. Sadly, I'm not just like on demand. Boom! Like I got a million things to say. I can talk white noise plenty. Like there's no problem with that. My mouth can stay running even though there's no actual topic. It's just somehow in some way I'm able to continue to say words and string them together in ways that sound more coherent than I think a lot of people sometimes. I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not really sure what else there is to say about it other than that. I'm just kind of trailing off and trailing around at this rate. So, you know. But, yeah. It's just, I am pretty happy though, because the day's basically over. It's been such a rough week. And yeah, but we're in for it now because now we're going to be in the period of it's a harsh period. There's basically not going to be any day offs for a while, and we burned through the good period, and now we're in a darker, more difficult period. So there's a higher chance of snow, and there's no day offs. It's really not a very good situation. So we'll have to just I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, but again, really like I said, I just hope I can get through 2026. Once 2026 is over and we're into 2027, as long as nothing major occurs, I'm probably going to be pretty fine. Like, I don't think I'm really going to be all that stressed or concerned unless there's like societal or like global or economic calamity at that point, which is entirely possible, might I add. So, let's not rule that out. But, short of that, I think in a year I'm probably going to be fine. Like 2027, I should just be in relatively good shape. I don't know. That's kind of my goal. That's kind of my idea. That's just where I'm at. But it's about getting there and trying to set things up so that they're smoother than they have been, because the way they've been now, it's like it's hardly even worth it. You know? It's just hardly even worth it. So then there might be a drastic change in my life, and who knows what is going to be happening at that point. But yeah, it is what it is. It is. I'm here. I'm still standing, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. I just wonder. But yeah, and then the other issue too is that's probably why the car ride with Schla is messed up too, because it's like I'm not even like I'm already in less than an hour. I'm already gonna have started. Well, basically, I'll just say 1 hour because it's basically an hour on the nose. It's like 58 minutes, so I'll just say an hour. I'm gonna be hitting the record button on car rides with Schla. So see what I mean? It's like there's like basically no time for me to really just like process things, and that's obviously a problem. Like, I don't know, you can't be recording a show like this with no time for yourself. But there's a healthy balance with that. I mean, you have some more low-key episodes. You have some more like, wow, like those kind of episodes that really make you go, wow, like that's really something profound. And then I really don't think it's a problem for me to just be talking to talk and talking as a just a noise kind of thing. I don't really think it's a problem. I honestly think I'm pretty over serious, especially compared to the median person, where it's like the median person would probably have more thoughts like this and conversations like this, and this would be their entire show. It's like I'm saying words, but there's not really any concept. There's not really any meaning behind the words that I'm saying. It's quite interesting, actually. It's just like, yeah, I think it's pretty interesting because I don't know. I feel like that's how most people would be with things. And I don't really have too much else to say about that. But, but yeah, it's important for me to have some kind of downtime. It's just honestly boring. Like, I feel like it's boring when my mind isn't being stimulated, and already as is, I kind of think that is a problem in my life. Is I'm very understimulated in terms of like what my brain actually wants or is capable of, and it's very frustrating. And like I said, it's actually even more frustrating when the weather is in a way where I can't do walks with Schla, and I think that might be the case soon. I'm not really sure, but don't be surprised if Monday in car rides with Schla I'm saying no more walks with Schla. Just don't be shocked, because I mean, it's just it's not looking good. It's definitely not looking good. But we did get a lot of content recorded. I believe, I can't remember exactly. No, it might have just been this week. But even just 1 week of the full schedule is it's 15 videos, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't know. It's just yeah, I don't know what else to do. I don't really know what else to say. Is there too much else to say or do? Yeah, I'm not sure. Um, I guess I was reminiscing a bit just about some things. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't have like. I'm gonna be serious with you guys. I got nothing to say. I no, I'm kind of joking. Well, let's just see what we were talking about like last episode. Um, it was something. It was something. uh this is like fake laughter. It's not really. I just think I'm fairly happy when I'm talking, and it's relatively fake laughter. I'm not actually that amused. I'm not really saturated with serotonin. Like I'm kind of just, I don't know, man. I'm just overworked, you know? That's really the main issue. It's just uploading all those videos. I honestly don't know how I was pulling it off. I don't know if I will. That was something I was going to say earlier. Like, if I'm ever not getting enough uploaded, I'm just going to call it. Because there's literally no point. I mean, like, what's the point in doing all those uploads and stuff? I just don't understand it at all. You know? But yeah, no, this is really dragging. It's a shame. I don't know how I'm going to get through the car ride with Schla at this rate. And it's a shame too, because I think the first walk switch slot today was great, and I think the second one was pretty good, but this one's just been horrible. This one's just been awful. But hey, it makes sense because we're really at the end of the rope here. I'm finally gonna get my recording break, and we will be very rejuvenated after the car rides, which I'm just telling you in advance. Keep your expectations low. Keep those expectations on the ground because at this rate, don't expect too much. But at the same time, I mean, hey, it could be good. You never really know. Friday's always a wild card. It's either terrible or it's fairly good. There's never really any kind of in between or anything like that. And so that's kind of a problem. Because, I mean, I would value consistency. But you know what? I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess, like, it really doesn't matter. I'm just upset that the thing that it really does tick me off is, like, it's just how, like, zombified. I mean, maybe people were always zombies, but I'm just thinking of that one video I made that did well. And I got a few subscribers from it. It did well. But like then those people never really come back, and it's just crazy how like lazy people have gotten where the algorithm really controls them. And I don't think people really are like fans of particular YouTubers as much as they do just scroll their algorithm. And at this point, honestly, I do watch like there's two YouTubers where I just check their videos. I don't really look at my feed too often. It's definitely like a minority percentage of the time. I don't like the algorithm is not where I'm getting most of my content from. So I guess it just seems weird to me and scary, if we're being honest, just how dependent we are on these like algorithmic systems now. Like, and I know people don't really care because it's just easier, but to me it's very like fake. Like it's just, you know, I don't know, it's not how it was before. And like I said, maybe people were always like relatively zombies, but it's almost like people are more zombies now. Like, I don't know, that's just what it feels like, if that makes any sense. Because I do think in the past you had more of like you know, you were a fan of a certain YouTuber, right? And you watched their content, and you didn't really have this option to just like aimlessly scroll some homepage that could better cater to you, because obviously again it's like between 10 different channels you're gonna probably have a higher chance of being given more novelty, which novelty is, you know, what's addictive now. It's just all about novelty. Like, nobody even remembers what they do. I mean, that phenomenon's been around for a while, that, you know, the problem with memory and how just how different humans would be if they had a perfect memory. I think things would be much different. I actually think things would probably be fairer and more just if everybody had a perfect memory. I think a lot of people's lack of memory, it causes them to forget stuff, you know? And yeah, it's just this like whole thing. But yeah, I do think it's something I notice about myself, honestly. Just my ability to keep track of everything. It's pretty terrible, you know? So I guess I kind of understand now, because I mean, I still will criticize and judge people for their poor memory. No, okay. That's like a little bit. No, I'm sorry. Maybe I won't do that anymore. But what I am saying is, I understand it because I feel like for myself, it's difficult for me to keep track of things. I feel that way for myself. And I know that I'm really good at keeping track of things, but like, I still end up forgetting some stuff. I still end up failing to properly keep track of stuff. You see what, like, it's just I think it's just a human thing. I think as a percentage, my percentage is larger than most, and the amount of information I take in and process is much more than most. So there is like an above average component there. But yeah, I don't really know. I just don't really know. Don't really know what else to say about it. It's like very strange. It's very strange. Sorry, I'm just trailing off. I'm too distracted. It's just a lot. I mean, I have to deal with like a lot, you know, and the people in my life. It's and so it's difficult, but that's why I'm saying, like, I realize how people forget about things because they just you know, they just forget because there's so much to keep track of, and you can't, it's just difficult to keep track of everything, you know what I mean? It's just like how it is. But I mean, even with myself, like, I can't even imagine how much better things would be or maybe how much worse things would be if I could just accurately keep track of things. And like I said, I do. It's honestly like other people who have more of a flaw in that regard. But yeah, I mean, it's a real problem. It's definitely a real problem for humanity. And it's interesting because it will be solved. You know, technology, it perfectly fills that flaw of our imperfect memory. So moving forward, we'll be able to have like perfect reference for past events and things like that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. For a lot of people, it's unsettling and scary, but I personally think it's because they're just clinging on to the past too much. Like, too many people, they're just too stuck in the past. They're stuck in their ways. And humanity changes, you know? It changes. It's never just been the same. Like, I don't really know exactly what people are expecting. You know, it's like weird. Like, what do you what do you expect from humanity? You know, it's like one of those kind of, we can't just stand still. We have to move forward and we have to be better. Except, you know, some people think that's our inclination, but I don't think. Anyway, I'm out of time, guys. It's been Schla. Now it's time to buy Schla. So, see you, Schla.